Welcome to 207 Subsoil Preparation. CDOT has developed a series of short videos to assist the engineer in charge with the inspection verification requirements during construction for successful revegetation. You will learn when and how to verify subsoil has been correctly decompacted in preparation for topsoil placement. The construction phase inspection and verification checklist is available on web page, and requirements are documented in specs. This video is for project engineers and their designees. Let's first understand the importance of subsoil and why we are taking these verification steps in subsoil preparation during the revegetation process. The primary purpose of subsoil preparation is to increase the chances of successful revegetation. Vegetation slows stormwater runoff and prevents erosion above ground, and the roots of plants hold the soil together below ground. Preventing erosion protects CDOT infrastructure, like roads, bridges, and walls from damage. Decompaction enhances stormwater infiltration. Reducing the potential for runoff in Colorado's storm events, the deep roots of native plants can access this water, which is especially important for times of drought. The roots of native plants grow several feet below the ground's surface. Because of that depth, heavily compacted soils can prevent water from penetrating root systems. Now that you better understand the importance and value that Colorado's unique subsoil gives us, let's get started with the process of subsoil preparation. Please follow the construction phase inspection and verification checklist while watching this video. These requirements are from the CDOT Standard 207 specification current at the time of releasing this video. Here are 9 verification checklist items to complete as part of subsoil preparation. Is subsoil preparation included in the contract? Is the contractor's method statement and decompaction equipment approved? Did you approve the penetrometer provided by the contractor? Did you schedule a discussion at the site pre-vegetation conference? Is subsoil moisture content sufficient? Does equipment meet requirements in the specification? Did you review and approve the initial decompaction pass? Is decompaction correctly achieved? Did you inspect the subsoil surface? Starting with verification checklist item 1, determine if the subsoil preparation is included in the contract. Please verify this pay item is included in SWAMP or the Stormwater Management Plan tabulation of stormwater quantities. Confirm locations and depths of where subsoil preparation is conducted on the project is shown on the permanent stormwater site maps before starting. You must review the plans and specifications. Please note that provisions contained in project special provisions and/or updates to standard specifications, SWAMP templates, and the permits can supersede the requirements covered in this video training. 2. Approve the contractor's method statement and decompaction equipment for subsoil preparation. Please verify the contractor's equipment can decompact to a depth of 14 inches or the depth specified in the plans.
We measured the shanks on this machine. From the bottom of the attachment to the bottom of the shanks is about 14 inches, but it did a pretty good job of ripping the soil, what we were able to test down to 12 inches. The shanks appear to be approximately, 3'6" on center. So there were some areas, especially the access road, where they had to go back and redo it a couple times to meet the minimum requirements of the spec. We felt the machine did a great job of lifting and shattering the soil without turning over too much soil or bringing up too much construction debris on the project.
3. Approve the penetrometer provided by the contractor.
So this is a standard construction site, and what we're looking at here is they've done some surface roughening or temporary stabilization on the site. But what we have is an access road that's been compacted from the construction activity. So we're just going to do a compaction test on the area using a penetrometer with a gauge on it.
Here is what the PSI pressure gauge looks like.
For this site, we're going to use the smaller tip because it's a little bit higher clay content.
PSI pressure gauge shaft has tick marks every 6 inches.
So all these penetrometers are a little bit different, so look at the manufacturer's recommendations on how to use them.
Correct tip is being used based on the texture of the soil. 4. Use the site pre-vegetation conference to discuss possible utility conflicts or other areas to avoid during decompaction activities. 5. Prior to decompaction activities, determine if the subsoil moisture content is optimal for decompaction activities. Decompaction should be performed when subsoil is dry and friable. Subsoil should crumble and not be so dry that it forms large clods or does not break apart easily for pull-behind implements such as wing subsoilers or ripper shanks. The soil moisture content should be less than medium using the field testing procedures for different soil textures. Soil moisture at or above medium will do little to break up soil clods and provide adequate decompaction. It may further compact the soils. The soil's moisture between dry to medium and medium to wet can be determined by the feel or appearance of the soils for medium to wet. You make a ball by squeezing a handful of soil very firmly with your fingers. 6. Determine if equipment meets the minimum requirements and the specification. The equipment should fracture the soil uniformly without excessively lifting or furrowing the subsoil surface, where multiple passes are needed. Position the ripping equipment, subsoilers, to overlap the previous pass. 7. Review and approve the initial decompaction test using the transect method. So for every foot, you would lay out a tape measure. Every foot you would push down the penetrometer. And the way this works is, if you push it down and can't penetrate at least 12 inches before it hits 300 psi, it means that it's overcompacted or it needs to be subsoil. So we're going to push it down on a couple spots.
I think that verifies that the piece of equipment's working fine that they're using out here, because we're able to push it in 12 inches at each one of the foot marks on the tape measure. So we would say that piece of equipment's working fine on the site.
8. Confirm decompaction was correctly achieved. Complete verification of decompaction for the entire area by inspecting raw penetrometer testing at 10 random locations per acre. If depth cannot be achieved for 80% of the penetrations, the contractor shall redo the subsoil preparation process for the entire area. 9. Inspect the subsoil surface to ensure the contractor removes all sticks, stones, debris, clods, and other substances greater than 6 inches in diameter. This training video is based on protocols available at the time of video production. Thank you for watching. Please watch our next video.